what's up guys? Jesse here from JP Modified. We are in the middle, or right smack in the middle of the house, trying to shoot this video because we couldn't find any other place to, to show you guys properly the Lian dynamic case. Now you will be hearing quite a bit of background noise, so I hope you will, understand. Anyhow, again, this is the Lian Dynamic XL. Now, this is the bigger version of the 011 Dynamic, which was a really awesome case. Right now, they upgraded the size and added a few bits and pieces to, to improve an already nice case. So, at first glance, we'll take a little pose, 360 pose, or 3D pose for the whole case, right there. So there it is. Just like the standard dynamic, the XL, it has a tempered glass side and a tempered glass front. Now, this is an ROG certified case, as you can see right there. So that means that the LEDs that are built into the case are 100% compatible with ROG software. So let's point out some differences between this and the dynamic. Now, first off, the first thing you'll notice is the XL is bigger. Now, it's probably going to be about 3 inches bigger, more or less, or 3 inches taller than the standard dynamic. The front will have an LED shine right here, which is not available on the dynamic, and even on the Razor edition, the LED setup is different. This one is will illuminate through the side here. Okay, and also you'll begin to notice the I/O ports at the front. You'll have your power button here. You got your reset switch. You get your USB ports, your audio, and this one here, I think, is for the lights. Now, we haven't been able to fully examine the case yet, but I'm thinking that these are either for the fans or for lights adjustment or something. And also at the bottom, you'll see 2 USB headers at the bottom too. All right, so we'll go straight at the other side. You'll notice that the cutouts, or for the grill or for the ventilation, is different. They are kind of designed more aggressively compared to the 011 Dynamic. And this one here too is larger. I think the Dynamic only had it up to here or something, or no, yeah, I think that it's the same, pretty much the same design. But yeah, again, the cutouts are cut out differently. At the back, you'll see your access points for your hard drives. These are hot swappable, so that means that you just need to pre-plug in your cables at the back, and then you're able to, you're just able to swap in your hard drives without having to worry about re-plugging in your SATA connections at the back. So they will be hot swappable. So you got 2 here and 2 at the top. That's it. Let me put this back. So all you need to do is just slide it in like that and screw in the thumb screw, and you're good to go. So this, even though it has a bigger, it's a bigger case, it will still have your standard layout of, I think it is 8 expansion slots. You also have your vertical expansion slot option right here at the side. Let's take a look at the top. The top release is pretty much the same as the dynamic, or the regular dynamic. However, this time around, there's a button here that releases the latch. And if any of you guys own a dynamic, for those of you who know how the dynamic works, or any of you who have the dynamic, you'll know that in order for you to release the top, you have to unscrew the screws. But this time around with the XL, there's a latch here that releases the side panel. So it's not as hard as it used to be on the dynamic. So all you need to do is just release these two thumb screws. And again, these thumb screws are supposed to stay on the case. All right, you don't need to screw it all the way back out. You press this thing here, it releases the top. Now the top is aluminum. All right, so it's not steel anymore like it was on the dynamic. The cutouts again are the same all around. So you put that back, easy peasy. Wait, let me take that out again. Again, like the dynamic, in order for you to have the tempered glass panels released, you have to release the top first. So you push up, you release the tempered glass. All right, so first thing off the bat, you'll notice when the tempered glass panel is off, you'll see that this one here is different from the regular dynamic. Now the dynamic did not have any storage mounting options at the side. It just had a cut or cuts here for your fans, for either intake or your radiator fans. This is different now with the dynamic. You're able to also store your storage here. These you can turn these into storage options. All right, so at the bottom you'll notice also that the radiator mount option is a lot more convenient than the one with the dynamic. Now with the dynamic, you'd need to have the case lie down in order for you to access the screws when you mount the radiator or your fans. But this time around on the 011 XL, all you need to do is just release two screws here at the bottom. All right, so we need to release two screws here. Press on these two latches here to release the radiator mount. Now, mind you, since these are made out of plastic, please be careful, or please be mindful of when you're pushing this. You don't really need to push it all the way back. Just a slight, probably half an mm push will be enough to release the latch. Now, you can mount your fan here or your radiator here. Once you do that, again, all you need to do is just let it slide back in. Really easy. So I like this one. This is a huge design change for me because of how easy it is now. All right, so that's pretty much in. You can fit a thick radiator here, a thicker radiator. Yeah, so for me, having the ability to quick release radiator mounts or fan mounts is a huge design upgrade from the 011 XL. No, from the older 011. So again, taking a look at the back panel is pure aluminum. All right, so unlike the 011 dynamic, it's steel. So this one is aluminum. Push up, remove the side panel, there you go. You'll get your standard filters at the back. Now taking a look behind the case, you'll see that what I mentioned earlier, you can convert this area here into storage options. So you have the ability to put in SSDs at the back and your hard drives. So cable management will pretty much still be the same. Just release two screws at the back. These are flathead screws. That, and then at the bottom too. Sorry. Or you can release this cover here, which also acts as your storage mounting options. This one is steel this time. This is not aluminum. This will also act as your cover for your cables. So you got heaps of room behind to fit in whatever cables you have for your case. Yeah, I don't see you guys having any trouble at all closing your side panels with this type of configuration. So you'll have your USB connectors, you'll have your audio connector, you have your SATA connections for your hot swappable drive bays right here. I love hot swappable bays because you can just switch hard drives really easily. This control box looking thing here could be for is already pre-installed for your LEDs at the bottom and at the outside, powered by SATA connections right here. So these are addressable. So here's your connection right here. You can connect this straight to your motherboard, and then you can have all the lighting effects on the case sync with your motherboard. So the Dynamic XL is pretty much a better version of an already great case, which was the O11. One of my favorite parts, or one of my favorite improvements on the O11 XL is this. Now, especially for those of you who like to water cool, this is something that's very handy, right? Now, one of my greatest gripes on building with the O11 Dynamic was you needed to have the case lie on its back in order for you to install your radiator or your fans. But this one eliminates that issue or that problem. All you need to do is just put your radiator, your fans or your radiator on the mount and then put it in. So this is a very welcome addition. All right, one of the cool new things also is the rubber grommets come pre-bent like this, so it creates a better visual effect when you put in the cables, because they're you don't need to open like all these little fingers here, because on the old one it wasn't pre-bent like this. So this one's really cool too. I also like the option, the new addition here, that you can use this area here for storage, and pretty much, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the XL is actually a better version of an already great case. We will be doing a build video on this really shortly. In fact, after we shoot this video, we'll go straight ahead and build with the XL. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that. Again, I apologize, we kind of shot this video raw. I'm kind of sweating right now because we had to turn off all the fans in order to improve the acoustics of where I'm shooting right now. So that's pretty much it. Here's another quick turnaround on the Dynamic XL, ROG certified. Alright, stay tuned for the build. Once again, just here from JP Modified, mod on.